How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of Treehouse up in this piece, in the form of their Unity. Yes, this be a 5.3% American Pale Ale. I'm not going to read all this stuff because it's tiny and it's yellow, and I'm going to sound like a dum-dum. Well, more than I usually do. You know what? Screw that. I don't care. I'm going to read it anyway. It says, Unity is a pale ale and sister beer to Harmony and Tranquility. Each beer features 100% Nelson Sauvin hops grown in New Zealand. Each label depicts an iconic location in the mythical country. Brewed with a pale grist and carefully applied, purposely selected Nelson Sauvin hops, Unity pours a gorgeous pale yellow color in the glass and emits delicate flavors and aromas of white wine, lychee, and citrus. In many ways, a lost art, a delicate pale ale filled with character and subtly represents the height of one's brewing acumen. To that end, we find Unity be spectacular. Enjoy. It's a little bit of self-serving at the end there. You don't see that a lot from Treehouse. So I'm curious to see how this kind of comes off, because I actually just did a homebrew beer before this. For some reason, I thought this was a bigger beer. I thought it was like an IPA or double IPA. It's a pale ale. And the beer I had before this was a hoppy beer at 6.1. So, yeah, up against it is a little bit. So, as far as that goes, that looks all the part of a nice, gorgeous, beautiful hazy. Yeah, definitely pale ale hazy level. And that's a fucking beautiful picture. I mean, it really is just someone took a photograph and kind of just messed with it, kind of in Photoshop or something like that. But I dig that can. Who sent me this? Max sent me this can. How about that? Way to go, Maxwell. I don't even know if his name is Maxwell. This came out of my mouth. I don't know why. But yeah, that looks all the part of a nice, rich, kind of hazy. Poured a little bit too much in the glass, so I'm probably going to snort some foam. Let's get a nose. Not getting a huge nose off this. I get a little peach vibes. I get a little bit of soft, under-ripened kind of tropical fruit vibes. I don't get anything, that vinous characteristic that you typically get off of Nelson Sauvin hops, but it smells nice. Doesn't smell like it's going to be overly sweet. Hopefully has a little bit of that water nerdy treatment, and there might be just a little bit, just a dollop of that bubblegum yeastiness that comes out from Treehouse beers from time to time, at least for me. I know most of you sons of bitches kind of lean heavily into that kind of bubblegum thing, but man, it's there sometimes. It's not. I don't know. I'm just going to dive in. Cheers. Drooling all over myself. So, here's the deal. This doesn't suck. It's not hyper aggressive. It's soft. It definitely has that kind of gentle characteristics you expect from a pale ale in combination with that kind of house, and those kind of hops, that Nelson Sauvin hops. So you do get that soft little kind of white grapey thing. It's not overly aggressive. Definitely comes off kind of pear peachy for me. Pear peachy, like a combination of those two. Under-ripened on that sense. And that little bit of soft, kind of tropical, lychee kind of thing, but very, 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 very light. Everything here is undersweetened, highly attenuated beer, so it's not overly juicy, but there's enough sweetness there to kind of add. It's in balance, let's put it that way. It's not just sweet on sweet on sweet. It's got a soft little kind of earthy bittering in combination with that sweetness that really not one is a leader in the clubhouse, and just lends itself to your brain perceiving all the fruits that I mentioned as a kind of under-ripenness. It has a nice mouthfeel. It's not that water nerdy thing, but it has enough softness and crispness in combination to make it infinitely drinkable. Yeah, this is stuff I want in a 30 rack. I think I said this about another Treehouse beer previously. Maybe I'm going to compare everything to this, but it kind of tastes like a beefier, more jacked up version of Jenny dry hopped. I love that about Jenny, man. I'm getting a lot of Jenny love as of late from people who've had that beer. So yeah, I think this is absolutely fantastic. Super tasty, super drinkable. It's just really good, man. It's a really good beer, really drinkable beer. Expresses what it wants to express in a soft fashion, aggressive enough to where it entertains and enthralls you without getting too heavy-handed. I mean, it's a pale ale. You're not expecting a 2x4 to the face. Done and done. Is it one of the better low ABV pale ales I've had as of late. Yes, probably close, if not in Mount Rushmore status. This is up there with my favorite of that grouping of that low to mid 5%, the sneak boxes of the world and beers like that I really dig on. This is definitely in that group and probably on that mountain. Value and availability. Treehouse's cans usually aren't that bad, but yeah, Max or anybody else in the Treehouse universe, let me know what's what and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like hazy pales and really well done ones. You like that underripened fruitiness, pear peachy kind of combination in your beers, you're definitely going to dig this. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Treehouse right now. Yeah. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.